You know, it's hard explaining to your mum and dad about doing a Let's Play. As soon as you start explaining it, you can sort of see that they don't understand. Sort of see the eyes rolling upwards, the barely concealed sighing. And inside they're thinking, what is it with these young people, these millennials? God, even the name annoys your mum and dad, doesn't it? Then dad'll say something like, well, when I was your age I was fixing things, doing up cars with my mates, learning how things worked, hitchhiking around Europe, actually going out and doing things. What if I gave you a plug and told you to rewire it? Could you? I could when I was 14. What would you do? I'd probably look it up on YouTube. There's some really good experts who look it up on YouTube. Look it up on YouTube. Before I was your age, I knew how to change a carburettor on a Morris Minor. How do you think I learned that? Not sat at a ruddy computer. You couldn't do that now, could you? You don't even know what a carburettor is, do you? This sort of stuff was second nature to me then. That's your answer to everything, isn't it? Look it up on YouTube. Nothing on YouTube's ever right. You need to learn from real people, son, not these internet charlatans. People these days can't even wipe their own arse without first Googling the top 10 bum cleaning hacks that will change your life. There's probably a video about how to live your life on YouTube. What should I do for a living? Look it up on YouTube. Should I have kids? Look it up on YouTube. When is it acceptable to take your parents to Dignitas? Look it up on YouTube. Tell you what, son, you want to forget all that and actually go out and live your life. Make some choices for once. Meet some people. Take a few risks and actually do something. Instead of meekly staring at screens, asking the internet if it's okay before you do, say or think anything. Now, what's all this Let's Play business you were talking about? It's where you play a computer game and record yourself talking about it, and it's really good. I mean, it's fun and Dad, can you help me with this leaking tap I've got? Right, welcome back. We're in Nashkel and we're going to have a look around, and I guess, given that the game clock is well, midnight, the first port of call I think will be
as you direct.
A local hostelry. Who are these chaps? Armenian soldiers. Okay, well the place looks like it's well guarded, which will please Alwyn somewhat. I'm just going to move my computer because it's not in the ideal position. Right, there we go. Okay.
Stand away, citizen!
Cutthroat in every alley, but I'll not let them take us alive!
Tsar making a good impression on this presumably guard here with his mad ravings. Bardalan. Identify yourselves. We are the party of Alwyn, seeking a place to rest between adventures. Jahir is talking here, of course. There be an inn here, but consider yourself warned. Tensions run high right now. Cause any trouble, and you'll have worn out your welcome. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Montaron. You little... Where is he? Yes. Did you hear that, mate? Right, here's the inn.
For the group.
In fact, I might leave Montaron outside.
Sleep lightly, taskmaster.
Presumably tied to a lamppost with a muzzle on.
Nature's
like
servant awaits.
Leaving some sort of dangerous animal
As you direct.
outside.
I will show you justice.
There's a little carry on here with Rassad. But I think we'll leave that for now. Seriously, I'm going to leave Montaron outside for
I will
this.
show you justice.
For the group.
It may be a touch unladylike,
Oh.
but I'm gonna slit your throat, I am.
What did she just say? I'm going to slit your throat. Oh my gosh. Just fancy my luck seeing you stroll in here, Baldur's Day. I expected a hunt and a chase from the description, but who am I to argue? Easy coins in the purse. May the Lord of Shadows guide you swiftly to your death. Ah, right, here we go. This is a an assassin. Oh, Alwyn. Oh dear. I would first know my attacker. Why are you doing this? Who I am is unimportant, though my name is Nera. What I am is a hunter of bounties, and on your head is a lovely little sum. Does this satisfy your request? I thought it wouldn't, no matter. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely being hunted, aren't we?
Can I help you?
Right. We're going to throw Oh, Montaron, get in here. I take it all back. We need your help, mate.
Sleep lightly, taskmaster.
I assume he's just going to pop into the room when he actually walks through the door. Jaheira.
For the group.
Hasn't really got anything to do other than whack her with a club. I don't know, is she a fighter, this Nera? Imowen. Magic missile her. Zar. Zar hasn't got any spells. So he's just gonna... In fact, can we give that to Zar? Because I'm thinking that we can use... If Zar's got really nothing to offer, then he might as well use the Wand of Magic Missiles. And as Imowen is rather proficient with the bow, she can fire that. And that's probably a better way of doing it. Ooh, and Alwyn has got a command, which was rather successful with the previous assassin, Tarnish. So I'm going to use that on her. Right, I don't think there's anything else we can do, so... Let's go. Khalid, get in there, son. And she is unconscious. Excellent. Right. Zar, you might as well throw the darts now. Oh, yes. Montaron,
Have become death, destroyer of worlds, and the rivers run red!
she's down. Oh, 650 experience points. Whew. Goodness me. Well, I think it's another +1 for the command spell. That was rather effective once again. But Alwyn is going to be rather distressed by the fact that another another assassin has been sent to kill him,
Go
I
suck your blade.
suppose. Oh, splint mail. Lovely. A helmet, a shield, a scroll, and a club. Oh, there you go, Jaheira. There's another club for you. Another person using clubs. What is it with clubs? Very popular weapon. Well, Montaron, you can have that shield. That takes his armour class down a point from 4 to 3. Now, this splint mail is rather good. And it's certainly an improvement on what we've got with Jaheira, who's a frontline fighter, so I might give it to her. I mean, I could give it to Alwyn, but he's actually quite... Although I want to keep Alwyn alive, he's got a decent armour class already. Let's just see what the split mail would do to Alwyn's armour class. We'll take it to -1. Well, that is quite tempting, actually. Give that to Montaron. Takes Jaheira down to 4. Actually, sorry Montaron. I'm giving Jaheira the shield. That takes Jaheira down to 3. She needs to get rid of an armour.
As you direct.
What? Who was that? That doesn't make any sense, that option 2. This is the 5th. I met with 2 before leaving Candlekeep, 1 right after leaving Candlekeep, and that mage on the doorstep of the Friendly Arm Inn. We didn't meet 2 in Candlekeep, but I assume there was 2 in Candlekeep. But obviously, if you remember, we just left Candlekeep without doing any of the, presumably, the side quests in the place. So obviously there was assassins there, but we'll just go with this one. Another assassin, not the same one who killed Gorion, though. If it were, we'd not be standing here right now. Yes, a decent pessimistic response from Alwyn there. Another one? I knew she was after you once she attacked, but this is just too much for me. I mean, I don't like this, not at all. First you get attacked in front of Candlekeep by some blazing maniac out for your blood, and Gorion dies. Then again outside the Friendly Arm Inn, even before we met up with Jaheira and Khalid. Now here as well. You got attacked and almost died on the doorstep of yet another inn. This is just too much. Had we known an assassin awaited you outside the inn, we would have fought them as well. Right, Jaheira? Of course. Else we would have met you at the gate, but we cannot change the past. At least we were here with you this time. This is disturbing. They knew I would be coming here. Most disturbing indeed. What do you mean, disturbing? Think about it for a second. Whoever it was knew to attack me when we left Candlekeep, as if they were expecting me to flee. Next, whoever it was knew I was heading for the Friendly Arm Inn, and placed an ambush at the inn's doorway. Now this. Gorion made sure no one else knew about the Friendly Arm Inn, and no one here had any idea that we'd be heading to Nashkel. Yet another assassin waits here. I see. But that's not all. Why wouldn't that armoured man come in person again? Why send lowly assassins when he was willing to come himself for the first time? What made it different enough to warrant sending imbeciles? I don't know. Anyways, this is giving me a headache trying to figure this out. I'll let you do all the complex thinking in that regard. You know the answer, Imoen, as well as I do. Assassins were waiting for us, and were of small calibre, because they are everywhere. They choose quantity over quality, betting that someone somewhere is bound to catch me unawares, so no matter where we should go... Stop it, you're scaring me. Oh dear. Well, that's actually an interesting little bit of dialogue there. I mean, Alwyn's quite right, isn't he? I mean, you know, these people were... you know, no one should have known we were going to the Friendly Arm, yet there was someone there, and no one would have known we were going to Nashkel to check out this this iron issue with the mines, and yet there was someone in the inn. I mean, Alwyn's explanation is that there's assassins everywhere, and that explains, you know, just coincidence that they're, you know, because they're everywhere, of course they would be in Nashkel, but, you know, you wonder whether, I mean, Zara and Montaron are definitely the sort of more shady characters. You know, you wonder if they sort of, and Zara was looking to go to Nashkel, you wonder if they sort of tipped off, you know, a potential assassin, perhaps. That could just be paranoid thinking, but, you know, they are evil, after all, these two characters. Mind you, I'm sure the assassin wouldn't have, would have killed Zar and Montaron, given the chance. But well, whisper it quietly. We were rather effective against Nera. Right, let's get some rest. I wonder if this innkeeper
Never had
will
friends.
buy some of our stuff. You should do yourself a favour and stay indoors tonight. I've heard all sorts of weird things happening at night. Well, we've got plenty of room. We've got plenty of room. What am I talking about? We've got plenty of money, 143 gold. But everyone needs a drink after that rather distressing battle, so... Jaheira, a bit of black ale. Khalid, go for a stout. Montaron, you can have a stout. Oh, we've got a rumour here. Volo's blasted review cut my business in half. I'll take him for a chat out back when I next see him. Right, Volo, I think, is a bard. I've sort of read the instruction manual for Baldur's Gate, and he's mentioned it, and he reviews various bars and inns and things across the game world. So obviously he hasn't reviewed this place particularly well. Zar, Shadow Dark Ale. Alwyn always loves a drink. A bit of black ale. Beware the woods of the beware the woods to the west, friend, for I hear tell of ogres and madmen. Oh, God. Well, let's be honest, nowhere's safe, is it really?
As you direct.
And, oh, before we rest, let's just sort out our spells. I'm pretty happy with Jaheira. Alwyn, that's a good setup. Command is such a good cleric spell, isn't it? It really has dug us out of some holes. I mean, I don't know what Nero would have been like had she been able to join the battle properly, but I'm going to get rid of shield and put in armour, because with Alwyn wearing armour, he can't actually cast any spells. So what the armour spell will do is effectively be like a magical suit of armour. It serves as if it was scale mail armour of AC 6, and it's cumulative with the dexterity bonuses, so it doesn't hinder movement, adds no weight, and doesn't prevent spell casting. It lasts until successfully dispelled or until its duration expires, which is 9 hours, so that's enough time to sort of explore an area, for example. So that would be a decent spell and would allow him to cast his magic missile. I suppose at this stage it's not exactly I mean, is it worth it? I'm not sure at the moment, but it's an option, isn't it? So I'm going to have that armour spell there.
You do not dream often, but tonight the visions are vivid indeed. Long have you walked, but now you find yourself back amidst the stones of Candlekeep. Your former home looms before you, the drab walls just as you remember them. Over the barricades you can see your old room, and you wonder if it really was as small as it appears now. As you stand before the keep, a familiar figure comes into view. Gorion stands before you, but his visage is shadowy and weak. He is dead in your dreams, as in life. The phantom of your foster father mutely walks towards the woods, towards supposed safety, and beckons for you to follow as he did once before. This time you remain behind, knowing what is to come. Before your eyes, phantoms of the past reenact the pathetic scene that must have taken place in your absence. Clad in armor assuredly magical, a figure strides from the darkness. Admittedly a powerful mage in his youth, Gorion is all but helpless before the onslaught. As he falls, the scene begins again, replaying over and over, each successive viewing makes the unknown warrior all the more impressive. As you stare at the murderer of your former mentor, one thought coalesces in your mind. You will have such power as this. Whatever it takes, you will have all that he does, and more. With that, a passage becomes clear through the darkened wood, and you wonder how you could have missed it. The trees close behind you as you walk, but you are unconcerned. The path feels right, and will assuredly give you what you seek. It seems to promise this in a voice you know, but yet have never heard. The image of Gorian's death replays in your mind throughout the night. You get used to it.
Okay. Okay. Alwyn, one cannot remain long in your company without observing that you have been having troublesome dreams of late. My dreams are my own affair. Leave them be. I hope you are as uncertain of that as you sound, Alwyn. Well, I realise we've kind of spent well over 20 minutes just walking from over the bridge and into the inn. But there's quite a bit of food for thought there. Hold that thought. About time you woke up. You okay, Alwyn? You look kind of pale, like you've seen a ghost. You have some bad dreams or something? Wouldn't surprise me. I'm not sure if Alwyn will be very open about it or not. Dream isn't the word, Imowen. Nightmare is more like it. Sure sounded like it, alright. You were tossing and turning, mumbling in your sleep too, loudly. Kept me up half the night, you did. Anything you want to talk about? No, I don't. Well, okay, just remember, you can tell me anything, alright? Suit yourself, though. As for me, I'm going to take a nap first chance I get. Could hardly sleep last night with all your carrying on.
As good as done.
I think...
I will show you justice.
What is this? Guy.
I will show you justice.
Nashkel store, that's where we want to go. So, you know, two bits of food for thought, really. One is the...
As you direct.
Welcome to my humble
is
establishment.
the conversation that Alwyn had with Imowen about the fact that assassins would be everywhere, and kind of what Alwyn does with that information or thought. I mean, can he really hide? He wants to hide, he wants to get away, and he wants to find some kind of sanctity. But if assassins truly are everywhere, what hope is there of that? So I think I need to work out what Alwyn's reaction to that would be, how he would deal with that. I mean, at the moment he's not really dealing with things that well, but you know, I think that's a possible... oh, the water star gem is worth 40, that's good. That's a possible kind of avenue for me to delve down. And of course we had the dream as well, which you know, was sort of suggesting that, I mean, obviously it was he was reliving Gorian's death at the hands of the assailant, and but it didn't seem entirely like it wasn't saying that Alwyn was necessarily disturbed by it, and seemed to be sort of, you know, almost in awe of the person that struck Gorian down, and, you know, in what it referred to as a pathetic scene. I thought from the cutscene, actually, Gorion put up a pretty decent resistance considering he was on his own versus, I don't know how many was there, 5 or something. Right, all of that. I sold those 2 spells there, by the way, because they're necromancy spells and Alwyn can't copy them down, and I think Zara already has them, so that's why I did that. And we've got 346 gold, which is rather good. And that dream did... sorry, I'm sort of not keeping up here, am I? That dream elicited a little noise which said... let me just get it back here. Gains special ability, Larlock's Minor Drain. So... this is the special abilities bit here. And we have a Larlock's Minor Drain. So that is just like a spell, but like a bonus spell, I suppose. Just something that we can do. Which again is kind of odd, I suppose, that he can just do that. So I'll think on those 2 bits of information, the assassins and the dream. I mean, it was obviously... yeah, directing us to a certain way of thinking, perhaps. The power that this assailant wielded to destroy Gorion so convincingly was something that certainly intrigued Alwyn. But I think really still at this stage we're only in day 4. I think Alwyn is still in a kind of, something akin to a sort of post-traumatic stress kind of situation. And I did completely fail to read what the storekeep said because I was chatting away. He said, "Interested in a little business on the side, friend? I have a man who swears by his grandmother he glimpsed a white wolf up in the Cloud Peak icefields. It was but a short ways south, and she be easy pickings for a smart sword. I'd pay you good money for its pelt, so it's a guaranteed sale if you go. Keep it in mind on your travels. Can I interest you with anything here in my humble shop?" Well, yes, you can. And Emmerwyn has got the greatest charisma of the party, so she's going to do our... I've already sold all the stuff. What an idiot. Oh, well. I've got the gold, but have you got anything I need? So, we need a longbow for Mr. Khalid. Oh yeah, we've read that scroll. There's another scroll here. Let's try and read that. This was a scroll that was picked up on Nera, the assassin. "Be it known to all those of evil intent that a bounty has been placed on the head of Alwyn, the foster child of Gorion, last seen in the region of Beregost." Oh God. "There's spies around. This person is to be killed in quick order." Actually, last seen in the region of Beregost, well, we couldn't have made more of a impact when we sort of took out those 2 guys in Felderpost's Inn. Anyway, killed in quick order, the subject is to be considered a formidable foe and is likely to have well-equipped travelling companions. This offer has been extended to all appropriate guilds. Those returning with proof of the deed shall receive no less than 680 coins of gold. The sum is going up. As always, any that reveal these plans to the forces of law shall join the target in their fate. So Khalid now has a longbow. And I think we'll have some arrows while we're there. Where are they? Here. Everyone might need some as well, so we'll get 10 arrows. We've got a few slingers, so we'll get 10 of those. There's a large shield +1, 3,900 gold. I think I need a medium shield for Montaron. It seems to be like a water sound effect for some reason. Anyway. Anything that will be useful? Not really. I think that's probably all we want. Let's get everyone equipped. So, yeah. Oh, don't say I didn't buy the... Oh, I didn't buy the ruddy things, did I? The equipment. Ugh, what an idiot.
Business has been poor, what with the iron shortage and all.
Right, I'll come back when it's all bought again. Right, we're back again. I've bought all the ammo that we need, including a longbow for Khalid, arrows. I've also copied a spell into Alwyn's mage book, blindness, which temporarily blinds the target. That might be useful. I'm thinking actually I will probably get rid of magic missile and replace it with colour spray, which sort of incapacitates an enemy. Given
As you direct.
the effectiveness of command, I think that might be a good option because we've got plenty of
The glory of arms!
people. We've got plenty of people to kind of hit them with things once they've been knocked out. Anyway, here's Baron Garskill, the very man we were looking for. Hello there, I recognised you here in your group, so you must be the adventurers I was expecting. I am Baron Garskill, Mayor of Nashkel, and I am happy to welcome you. I am sorry we had to meet under these circumstances. I'm going to say Alwyn's talking here. What exactly is the trouble here? I can't believe you haven't guessed. Have you heard of the iron shortage? Well, Nashkel is in the thick of it. Our mines are all but shut down because the workers continually go missing, and what all we do get is tainted somehow. I would send in the town guards, but we need them to protect our citizens from the bandits that raid our caravans. We need you to find out what is wrong in the mines southeast of town. I will do what I can. Thank you. You will be the toast of the town if you can help. Onwards we march then, Alwyn. As this is your first mission, I fear that my skills as a healer will be heavily tested. Nevertheless, I will try to return all of us to Baron, still in one piece, and victorious. Rightio, I mean that is
As you direct.
for Alwyn, not well, it's not something he really wants to do. And the fact that Jaheira is already now saying, oh, it's going to be quite tricky, is... I think Alwyn is pretty worried about going into these mines. The fact that, they would be the toast of the town just by doing this suggests that it's pretty dangerous. I mean, look at all these guards just kind of walking around. Couldn't they have got some of these guys to go down? What is this place? Temple of Helm. I think Helm is the god of, like, some kind of
mongering riffraff.
warrior god. So, the iron shortage has something to do with the Nashkel mines, and we're going to go down and investigate it, apparently. Commoner. Let's have a look at the map. Ublek. I think we will talk to Ublek.
Oh, you have returned, and so soon.
No, say not another word. Oh, it's not bad. It's not a bad accent, is it? I would not think of making you wait but a moment for your just reward. When council told me they had procured Grey Wolf to rid the woods of the bandit Tonquin, I knew we could expect swift justice. I would not have predicted success this quickly, but who else could it be striding into town looking as you do? Please accept this meagre sum of 200 gold pieces, as well as the heartfelt thanks of all of Nashkel. You know, when you open your mouth to do a voice, you're never quite sure what's going to come out, and that seemed like a fairly faithful replica of his voice, if I do say so myself. Anyway, he thinks we're someone called Grey Wolf and is going to shove 200 gold into our pockets. But we're not going to take this. Alwyn would never be as cheeky as to, or opportunist as to, as to seize this opportunity. Well, Jaheira's leading the group, so you must have made some mistake. I am not this Grey Wolf. Keep your money. It's not mine to take. You are not Grey Wolf the bounty hunter? Oh, sweet helm, I almost gave 200 gold pieces to a complete stranger. The captain best not hear of this. He'd have my hide. Thanks be for your honesty, stranger. There are those who would not have done such.
Gorion would be proud of your actions.
That horn, like a clarion. Well, the party's reputation has increased 1. That's a welcome relief. We're still disliked, but just not quite as disliked as we were. Well, let's be thankful for small mercies, shall we?
Must we be so insufferably charitable?
Well, come on, Zara. I mean, we're not being that charitable, you know, with the killing in the bars and all. And it's your flipping partner that's been the main antagonist. Well, Ublek was quite good, so let's have a chat with Minsk.
Stand and deliver, that my hamster might have a better look at you.
Let us pass, strangers, for we have not much time to waste. What? Yes, I'll ask them. Boo and I go to rescue my charge Dinah here. You may aid in our victory if you wish. There is glory enough for all. Excuse me, but are you speaking to a rodent? Boo is my faithful animal companion, and more than he seems. Right, he wants us to go and rescue a damsel in distress. Oh, Minsk, we are kind of busy at the moment. Although none of the sort of... there's no sort of polite... No, thank you, Minsk. It's not my problem, I'll not risk my skin for a stranger's neck, or, oh no, I'll not follow a loon into battle. I suppose it does say at least my sympathies to your friend, so we will go for that option. You're on your own, mate. Oh no. You would leave an innocent to suffer with nary a twitch of your sword arm? Rah! He's gonna attack, isn't he? Whoa! The guards. Excellent.
Nature serve as you direct.
Guards, take him out. Actually, we might get the... He's near death. We might get the killing blow if we...
You have need of me? I'll do my best.
If we turn him...
omnipresent authority figure.
It seems a bit harsh, but... we might get the experience, you see. And we do. Gosh. Minsk death. Ooh. Oh. I don't think we got any experience for that.
You have but to ask.
Alwyn's going over to the body. A two-handed sword. My God!
Good as done.
Just because we
You'll
wouldn't...
already be disturbed. Now leave me be. Your company be toil enough as is.
Hey, tongue tripper, you ever charged a foe like a man? Or don't the wifey approve of such goings-on? It simplifies your task in that you know where the rear of the enemy formation will be. This, I've noted, is the side of an enemy you prefer to address in any case. Khalid, that's fighting talk. Whichever works best, I can do face-to-face too, as you'll find out some fine day. I await your pleasure, but for this time we must concentrate jointly upon the iron shortage. May I assume you had some notion in addressing me beyond an exchange of pointless insults? Aye, I was curious if ye had a single notion of tactics under that chamber pot, as serves ye as a topper. I see naught, though. If you prefer to charge blindly forward rather than assessing your foes as they come to you, I'll have no fear of your tactics when the good day comes. Oh, well, I'm pretty certain that Alwyn would be on the side of Khalid there. Alwyn's very much all for the assessment rather than just charging forward as Montaron seems to do. And you know, the more time goes on, the more I think Montaron is really not a good fit for this party, and certainly not for Alwyn. But there's a certain element of strength in numbers at the moment. And as for Minsk, well, just because we wouldn't help his, go on his crusade, he was prepared to fight us to the death. I mean, he can't help his damsel in distress now, can he? Not being dead just for, we were busy. It wasn't because we sort of, I know the option to turn him down was a little bit harsh, but, it was nothing personal. I mean, he was talking to a hamster, so it's very possible that he wasn't quite all there. Where are we going? Where are we going? Nashkel Mines is south. Okay, so that's where we're headed. I'm quite pleased that Khalid has got a longbow. Of course, being an Englishman, the longbow is a sort of weapon that I would take a certain interest in. The sort of the longbows of yore were as tall as you were, and you had to be really strong to use a longbow. I mean, you're talking of a draw weight of sort of 90 to 160 pounds, and I don't think many people these days, your average man in the street wouldn't be able to even draw one, I don't think. Back in the sort of, I guess the sort of 13th century, around that area, around that time period, Agincourt and all that, Cressy. Here we are at the Nashkel Mines.
Would have none of this. 'Tis shameful.
Most able-bodied men would be using longbows and just practicing, in their local villages, to keep a sort of a sort of healthy and well-trained militia going. Usually made from yew, and which is it's a very flexible wood, and the arrows made from ash often, I think, which if you know anything about the properties of wood, ash is very good, very resistant to shock, and that's why you get a lot of ash sort of tools, or handles for tools, and of course for my the American audience that I don't have, of course they're the traditional wood for baseball bats. Although I think maple now is more favoured. But anyway, it was a good old ash. Oh God, we're supposed to be going to the mines. What is this? No, they look more like they're up here, to be honest. We've sort of wandered off. Okay, well everyone's got a ranged weapon now, so let's take this wolf down from range. I'm not hopefully it won't be too difficult to kill. Okay, who's that? Khalid, get forward, mate.
Ye spoke at me, and the rivers run red.
Badly injured. Okay, come on. Let's heal Mr. Khalid. Yeah, so
You've a
anyway, that
task
was
as good as done.
all my longbow knowledge exhausted. It's fascinating though, the properties of wood, like yew for the bow and ash for the arrows, and you know, a lot of the knowledge that they had then about the different properties of these things were very much sort of second nature to a lot of people. And something we're sort of lost now. We just tend to go to, if we're going to the DIY shop, we just tend to buy some wood. Can have some 2x4 or whatever. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come here for this. We'll get onto some material science in the next episode, shall we? Right, this looks like the mines. I realise I've done something rather stupid as well, which is to not ooh. Let's talk to this Armenian soldier.
Stand away, citizen!
You guys really should get permission from Emerson before you enter the mines. He can get really nasty about unauthorised guys wandering about his mines. Oh yeah, you know what it's like, don't you? When you get unauthorised people wandering in your mine, it really annoys me as well. Minor.
So tired.
Don't be bothering me. The sooner I get my job done, the sooner I get my sorry ass out of this death trap. It's safe up here, but down below, not even the ore stays pure down there. It ain't natural. Emerson. And rats everywhere. Okay.
So you want to take a look at me mine, do you?
Emerson's Irish, is he? Ah, you want to take a look at me mine? Yeah, we do. I really don't be needing... I don't know if I'm going to do an Irish accent, I'm sorry. I really don't be needing adventuring fools wandering about me mines, especially ones that think they can tromp about with nary a thought about asking permission. You've got one day. If I see you after that, I'll have a new shaft dug for each of you. Got that? Good. Huh, someone is grumpy today. Must have gotten up on the wrong side of the bed or something. It's rather
Nature's servant
an unpleasant tone. We're going to try and
As
help
you direct.
sort out this iron shortage, Emerson. I wish you guys luck in there. Whatever's been causing all the trouble isn't something I'd want to run into. No, and it really isn't something that Alwyn wants to run into, but it looks as if we can go in. Oh dear, Alwyn. Rather you than me, mate.